Hello, this is part 2 about how to use the Silhouette Design Studio software. It's a free software, and this video is about using the Silhouette files themselves. And for those of you who do not have a Cameo, that's my goal, is to share with you how you can use these files anyway in the studio. And then at the end I will show, if you have a Cameo, how to send them to the printer. So it's basic for both, whether you have a Cameo or not. The first thing you want to do if you don't have the software is to go to silhouetteamerica.com/software and choose Mac or Windows for whichever computer you have, and then download. It's very basic and very easy to understand. Then once you have that, you need obviously some files to play with. I'm going to go to my website, lollipalooza.net, head over to my blog, and I'm going to show you, like, I have some free files now and then, in addition to selling files on my Etsy shop. This bunny freebie is the one I used in part 1, showing you how to use the PNG images. So let's go down to, pull up, scroll down, taking a bit of time to load today. Click the bunny. And again, I already mentioned that I showed how to use the PNG. You cannot use SVG on the Silhouette Design Studio unless you upgrade to the Designer Edition, and that is an extra cost. So let's go down to Studio 3. Now, I had just done this video, and I am redoing it because I had version 3 on my of the software, and then I realized that as soon as I posted that video, they came out with version 4. So everything on the screen looks different now on the Silhouette. So I'm redoing this to show you the new layout. So click here and download, and it will download under here. Click that. Now, because I have what this does, when you do a studio software, it automatically opens up in the studio. So this is what it looks like, because I don't know, oh, it's still loading? Loading, yes. So I'll explain while it's still loading. I'm not sure why it's taking so much time. The image that I saved is on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. It's got registration marks on it. For those of you who have a Cameo, you will know what those registration marks are. That is for print and cut. You would send this to the print, and then you would take the sheet, put it into your Cameo, and it would automatically know to cut around all of these images. If you don't have a Cameo, that's what I'm going to show you now, is how to take this file, this image, and use it for your own print, and then you will hand cut all of these. So the first thing you'll want to do is save this image when it's done loading. Like I said, I've never had it take this long, but this is the first time I've loaded this onto the new version 4 software as well. I'm not sure what's happening here. Can't move that. So anyway, what you would do once this is done is come up to File. Let's see if I can move this so we can see all of what it's saying here. You would come to File, Save As, Save to Library, and then it will automatically update that to your library right under User Designs, and it says Bunny Love Print LPZ, and LPZ is for Lollipalooza. I'm going to hit Cancel because I already have this in mine. Now, if you are not a Cameo user and you're just one who's wanting to use this for your to print it yourself and to cut it out by hand, you don't need all these marks here. So let's get rid of those. Okay, let's go to, hold on here. Yes, we go over here to the page setup. It's the page setup panel, and right here you see these little corners marked. That's what we want to click. And right now it says style. That's the style of the registration marks. We're going to select that and say off. Now it removed all of those. So now when you print, it's not going to take up that extra room. You can even add an extra bunny and bow. But what I want to show you about the beauty of using a studio file in this software is now we can actually edit these bunnies. So I'm going to move a few over, and you see that I did make them transparent here. Okay, I'm going to move these over and show you this. Okay, move some of these, grab them. Okay, let's play with a bunny and a bow. I'm going to zoom in by clicking this plus up here. Well, let's grab one of these. Okay, so on this bunny, you can see the size at the bottom, 1.881 by 2.747. If we come over to this adjustment window here, the transform panel, and click this over here, which is the scale window, I'm going to lock the ratio here. I can increase the scale. Now it's 3.5 inches wide. And because this is a scalable image in a studio software, you're not going to have this turn fuzzy on you like you would if it were just a PNG or a JPEG file. It's not a photo, it's a scalable image. So I can make it larger or smaller, and it keeps the resolution, and I love that about it. Okay, I'm just going to move that back down a little bit. Oops, I didn't even highlight it. You have to highlight it first in order to change the resolution on it. Okay, and the other thing you can do always, once it's clicked, is you can grab one of these corners and pull it out and do that. Or if you want it to be skinnier, grab one of these here and make it skinny. If you don't like that, hit the undo button. If you want him to be chubbier, grab the sideways one. Don't like it? Hit the undo button. Isn't that fun? Now, if you want to, let's say you want to cut him out on pattern paper or on colored cardstock. Let's click here and highlight him. Right click and then do ungroup. When you ungroup, now he becomes two separate pieces here. And you can print the face later or draw it on and print him on colored paper, or we could color him in. Let me get out of here. Is this the fill panel? He's highlighted. We can click one of these colors here and fill him in. Look at those colors. Isn't that cute? I love these new colors. That's part of the new design too, is that they have updated their color swatches. They're a little better, I think. Okay, let's say we want to make him lavender and pull this face down there. Another thing you can do is you can click it and see this green dot. You can swirl it over and make his face kind of crooked like that. Okay, or we could put it back upright. Another thing about the bow is you can do everything you just did with the bunny. You can make it bigger, smaller. You could put it over one ear. You could tilt it like that. What if we want to change the color or on the bow? Oh, I didn't tell you this too. Once you want to put that face back on there and you want to get it centered, let's say I have it down here and I know it's not centered. I can highlight the whole thing and I can come over here to this transform panel. It's automatically set up as transforming, so just click center. Oops, sorry, wrong thing. Click center this way. Highlight, click that, and it centers him that way. But he's centered in the entire head. As you can see, it's kind of up in the ears. So I don't want it centered top and bottom, left and right. I just want it centered left and right. So see this horizontal centering? That's what centers him that way. And then you want to highlight the whole thing, right click and group. And now when I move him, the face stays on. Let's look at this bow. What if I wanted to, let's make this bigger. What if I want to print this out on pattern paper instead of having it become a pattern? So I can come over here to that fill window. Let's get out of that. Where did my fill? Here it is. And I can select this, which just shows the grid of the paper behind it. Now you notice how you can see the back of the bow through the center. Let's highlight, right click and ungroup. Pull that off of there and make this a solid white by choosing white fill. Now it's a solid and I can put it back on here. Highlight and let's go to this transformation and center that. No, I keep doing that. Center this one. There we go. And we're going to right click again and group it. So now it's together. You can print this off on patterned paper or colored cardstock and it will save your printer ink. You can make one whole page of this and you can make one whole page of that. Totally up to you. Now remember how we saved this bunny in the very beginning? Well, you can see I have made a lot of changes to this, and obviously this is not how I want to save my file, right? So I can just X out of here right there. I can X out of here and it'll say, do you want to save your progress? And I can say no. Or if I do like what I've done, for some reason I have altered this and I really like what I've done, I can still go to File and Save, and that will just overwrite the previous saving I've done. If I want this file saved in addition to the one I first saved, then I would say Save As, save the library, and save it under a different name like Bunny Love LPZ2, and then I would know that it's my second version of it. So those are just some of the things you can do to play around. I also want to show you, let's say I have this bow here, And let's pick this one, and I want to flip it back around horizontally. Once I've clicked it, I can go to Object, Object, Rotate by 90 degrees, and now it's perfectly horizontal. And there it is right there. And if I want to attach that bow, first I would want to center that, right? Come back up here to the transformation window, center it like that, and then I can right click and group, and there it is. So there's lots of things you can do with this that you really don't have the option to do if you're not using the studio images. So when I sell my images on Etsy, I sell the PNG and SVG and the studio images. So if you get this software, you can use all the studio images I have, and you can play around with them like this, and resizing, recoloring, ungrouping. You can do this with, I'm going to ungroup again. You can definitely make bunnies without the bow. You can make bunnies with a bow tie, like this. So plenty more options to do. I'm going to ungroup this while I'm talking. Take him down, make him a blue bunny. Let's grab the color. Let's choose a blue. Oh, I didn't highlight it. Highlight, click a blue bunny, click this. And the other thing is over here, you see this one is a pattern. So if we choose a pattern for this bow, yep, I'm trying here. It's taking a minute. Oh, it disappeared. Click that. There's the patterns. Let's pick that for the bow. And then you've got that. Now we have a very handsome bunny. And we want to right click and group all that. So many options and things you can do to play around with this. You could put glasses on him. Those are just a few of the things. So very basic. I hope that helps, and I will give you information for the other parts in this series about how to use this software if you don't have a Cameo or if you're a new Cameo user. Thank you for watching.